I just oh yeah, I just decided I'm gonna do like a thing, like explain some cool stuff about how I do music. Um, I don't know where to start. Let's see. I haven't uploaded anything recently because I feel like none of the stuff I've made was good enough to upload, and I don't honestly don't like most of my old music. I want to make something that sounds complete, and most of my stuff that I've made so far doesn't sound that complete. But yeah, it's like a vlog sort of thing, but with some music shit mixed in with it. Well, this instrument here is called the Super PSG, which is based off a sound chip in the Sega Master System, which I honestly have almost no idea how this works at all. It's just really fun to mess with. Like, uh, first of all, let's mess up the volume envelope. So I got one continuous tone. You can click on the special tab and you can just mess with some stuff. There we go, we got that sound now. Put this up here. What am I doing wrong? Let's see. It's not really doing what I want it to do. Like, usually I can get some interesting sounds out of this just by messing with these. So yeah, there you go. There's some interesting sounds. Well, I mean, I pretty much just gave away my technique for how I create music. I just mess with the synth until something cool happens. Don't get the wrong idea, though. I do have a pretty decent idea of how other stuff works, just not this one specifically. But I mean, when, like, it's fun messing with a synth that you don't understand, because then, like, it opens up new doors and stuff, because then you wind up working with something and you don't have that like go-to sound that you know exactly how to make, like, and you don't have a sound you're exactly going for, so you always wind up with something you didn't expect, which could turn out like crap. Like I mean, you could just let's see an example of crap. Let's see what that would sound like. Let's say like, we got your sine wave, right? Oh, let's just turn a few of these randomly. Pretend we have no idea what we're doing in here. I I didn't intend for that to make a nice sound. Okay, well, if we turn this up and this, there you go. There's your garbage that I was talking about. You wind up with crap pretty easily, but if you mess with it enough, you'll get like sounds that like you can get a nice whatever the hell instrument that sounds like. Kind of like I don't know, sort of reminds me of like a nylon strings on a classical guitar, I guess. Kinda. I downloaded this recently. Like, I have a Yamaha DX7, and this is supposed to be the same thing, but like, a VST version of it. Supposedly you can control the actual synth from this, but I don't have the stuff to do that yet. Plus I don't have a stand for mine, and like I don't have any room in my room for my stupid synthesizer. And I can move some stuff around. I'd have space, but that's besides the point. This thing has some nice sounds on it. Interestingly enough, this was actually the same thing that I used for my when I was making the chord progression for my lesson that I put on my Tumblr. Yeah, I have a Tumblr. I was messing around with like scales, and I found out that you can borrow chords from weird scales that have very little in common with the other scale. Like, see, on the left side, you have a C major scale, and I suppose this other scale has quite a bit in common. What's going on here is that's a D harmonic minor scale. which shares a lot of notes with the C major scale, which, like, harmonic minor sounds pretty dark most of the time. Damn, it's fucking cold here. Yeah, let's say you got your nice C major chord, and then oh no, we get a wait, hold on, let me fix this. So we got C major, just regular chord like you'd expect from C major scale, just diatonic crap, usual stuff. And we got this fancy thing. This one, that's not really, that doesn't sound very diatonic now, does it? What that is I took a D minor chord on the bottom and I just added those 2 extra notes that aren't in the C major scale, but they're in the D harmonic minor. So that created this interesting chord. I tried looking up the name of this. Like, let's see, I got it right here. I put in the chord, I put in the letters for it, and it said it was an F augmented 6th-11. I'm not too keen on this kind of crap, so I don't know if that's actually what you should call it, but yeah, it's a pretty fancy chord. Really dark and ominous sounding. But I mean, how do you resolve something like that, especially when you started in C major? Like, you started in so happy and nice, and they got all dark and evil. It's like, see, I put these 4th things at the top. Like, it's basically a power chord, but it's built off of A sharp major, I believe. Yeah, that's what this is. Yeah, it's A sharp major chord. And because it's got a power chord on top for the main sound, that's the part that the ear's gonna pick up the most. But it's still gonna hear this 3rd down here, that major 3rd from the A sharp to the D, which will give it its nice, major sound, I think, right? Yeah, that's what that is. So that's a major chord. But that's not in the C major scale either. Again, we're borrowing a chord from the D harmonic minor, which gives us, kind of fixes that dark sound we went from. Gives it kind of, and because of that 4th at the top, gives it kind of a triumphant kind of sound. Which is, that's how I resolved that time. Your A goes up to the A sharp. This C sharp jumps to this F. That's kind of a bad idea, but I did it because why not? I could probably actually just add another F in here and it would probably fix it. But it's not really that bad. Somebody would probably complain in the comments, somebody that knows more about this shit than I do. That'd be exciting. Maybe I could learn something. But anyways, after hitting that A sharp major, yeah, you're gonna hear me say sharp a lot because FL Studio doesn't have flats for some reason. Or Ableton doesn't have it either. But after going from that, then, well, I believe what I did was, what did I do? Oh yeah, I went back to D minor, which is shared between the 2 scales, so from there I could go to either side of them. So it's like 2 sides of a coin, with this thing being like the edge of it. I know it's I don't want to say it's like pivot chords when you're modulating from one key to another, because it's nothing like that. It's more like you're borrowing from another key, but you're not really playing in that key, you're just borrowing from it. But anyways, after you do that, then, I mean, the rest of this is just C major. So we went from playing in C major, borrowed 2 chords from, some random scale that has almost nothing to do with C major. Well, I mean, sound-wise it doesn't, but note-wise it has a lot in common. 5 of the 7 notes are the same, so those 2 extra notes, by putting emphasis on those, it creates really big tension, which can be pretty easily resolved. Goes from triumphant to kind of sad, still sad, kind of like uplifting, kind of, and then triumphant again at the end. Because that fourth gives it that triumphant kind of feel. That C and the G at the top. It works wonders. Honestly, I could have put an E down here like that, and that would have gave it more of a stronger major sound, but I think having the 4th at the top and like having the E right here, it kind of just works anyways. I don't know, my theory is a bit different from other people's. I've heard other people say, don't do this, don't do that, and it's like, really, it's more along the lines of, like, learn what the rules are for music theory, and then from there, just break them in ways that sound good. Like, that's sort of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to learn as much as I can. That's why I haven't really uploaded any music lately. Not much anyways, because I've just been studying music for the past however long, plus life shit getting in the way of it. Just typical stuff. It's like an update kind of video, I guess. Kind of funny, I went from sound design to talking theory, and none of this shit really matters. I mean, nobody has to learn any of this stuff. You could just place random notes, and as long as they sound good, then, I mean, you pretty much succeeded. But, you know, if you want to try some, if you have writer's block, like really bad, or composer's block, I don't know what you want to call it, like you got something's keeping you from thinking about what to do or whatever, like learning something new will give you ideas to try. Once you know a whole lot, instead of looking up ideas to try, you can, what is it called, like, you can invent your own, or adventure off in whatever territory that you haven't tried yet on your own, like, just based on the information that you already knew. I was just thinking, like, oh, polytonality, let's play in 2 keys at once. And I was like, let's apply that to a chord progression. And then I found this neat trick. And that's how this Grinch saved Christmas.